Still, he wasn't supposed to get too excited.
"I'm not going into the club," he said. "We'll just watch the mare from the sidelines. And I'm not talking business there, I promise."
She gave a cautious nod. Her grandfather had been a trainer and horse broker his entire life, but she'd rarely seen him this excited about a pending deal. Of course, most of the horses he sold didn't cost 50 grand. She'd been putting aside a portion of her paycheck to help with her grandfather's retirement, but it wasn't nearly enough. This sale to the collegiate team would be a godsend. Maybe his life of honesty and hard work would finally be rewarded. Usually his investment in horses' care ate up most of the profits. He was a wizard at finding horses with potential and then following up with appropriate training. Had built a reputation for being able to turn around dangerous animals, and more importantly, matching them with suitable riders. But his generous nature left him vulnerable to buyers who couldn't afford his asking price. If he thought they'd give the horse a good home, he always lowered the price and made the deal happen. His work had let her enjoy a dream childhood. They didn't have the land or money of her wealthy neighbors, but she always had a variety of horses to ride. Both she and Alex had relished her grandfather's training insights. Alex. Her grandfather hadn't mentioned the Sutherland name yet, nor had she. But if Gramps had been training polo ponies before his heart attack, he must have needed a place to gallop. "Do you still ride in that big field on the other side of your property?" she asked, keeping her voice casual.
"The Southfield? Of course. It's big and flat, and the horses need a place to run."
That big, beautiful field was owned by the Sutherlands, and she was rather surprised Rachel still let her grandfather ride there. But Gramps said nothing more. He was peering over the dash, busy surveying the cramped lot of the polo club. Clearly he'd forgotten her old relationship with Alex Sutherland. Or perhaps he'd never noticed the month that her friendship with Alex had shifted to something far different.
"Drive around to the field side,"
Gramps said, jabbing his thumb to the left.
"By the tailgaters. There are good people over there, and we can sit on the grass and be close to the action."
She pulled her thoughts back to safer ground and swung his truck onto the road adjacent to the playing field. Thankfully, they weren't dressed for the clubhouse. Besides, it would hurt too much to set foot in there. She wouldn't be here at all except her grandfather had insisted on watching the mayor's tryout game, and she wanted to spend every precious minute with him. Even though he was only 68, his heart attack last month emphasized that he wouldn't be around forever. But her throat thickened at the sight of the sprawling polo field. She cherished this place almost as much as she loved her grandfather's little farm. She'd known every roll and dip of that field, how the ground was soft at the north end, the exact angle the ball would ricochet off the wooden boards, and how Alex always grinned and tapped her helmet when she made a good play. Swallowing, she glanced across the field at the clubhouse. The club had definitely prospered in her absence. A swanky deck and awning had been added, and white tablecloths and women wearing colorful sundresses gave an air of festivity. Everyone was smiling and holding champagne flutes, and a few people were even watching the game. She jerked her head away, concentrating on navigating the narrow road that skirted the opposite side of the field. The playing area was the size of 9 football fields, plenty of distance between her and the clubhouse. Even if he were here, it was unlikely she'd see him. She squeezed the truck between a shiny pickup and a rusted sedan, breathing much easier on this side of the field. The brilliant canopy still gleamed beneath the sun, but now all the clubhouse faces were an indistinguishable blur, which meant nobody would be able to see her either. Perfect. The tightness in her shoulders eased, and she turned off the engine.
"You're going to be impressed by this mare,"
her grandfather said, focused on his horse. He pushed open the door and scrambled to the ground before she could help.
"Santiago has a 6-goal handicap," Gramps went on. "He's a playing pro, but he is also advisor to the collegiate team. He's the one who recommended they check out my horses. Everyone in Virginia listens to him."
"I'm surprised he's riding at our club," she said. "At the Pawnhook Club," she corrected. This was no longer her club or her home, nor did she want it to be. She was quite content living in California.
"He has a sweet deal," Gramps said. "Rachel Sutherland assembled a dream team.
He paused, looking rather puzzled.
She must pay ungodly amounts for Santiago to put up with her.
Cassie felt a swell of satisfaction. Rachel may have snared Alex, but it seemed his money hadn't made her any more likable. As patron of the team,